Hi guys. I have a new book. It has to do with my gardening, or because my hashtag for this year is My Garden 2026. Open club, anybody can join. Um, she has a YouTube channel, Roots in Refuge, and she's got a good sized channel, really big. And she has two books out. I have the first one, and then this is the second one. I've already showed the first one. So this is going to be part of my garden series, which I'm going to either do on Saturdays or Sundays, along with other things I want to do, reviews and stuff. But I thought I'd just show you a little bit what's in the book. But this is The First Time Homesteader, a complete beginner's guide to starting and loving your new homestead. Jessica Roots and Refuge Farm, author of The First Time Gardener Growing Vegetables. That's the other book I have. And I think she's only has two out right now. But she moved from Arkansas to South Carolina. So the growing's really different. And she has a really good channel. I will link her channel below. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you some of the stuff in the book. Okay, here we go. This is what the cover looks like. They do have it on Amazon. That's where I got it. I'll put a link to that below too, her channel, and if you want to get the book. This to give you an idea what she talks about. This is her introduction. They're doing goats and stuff right now. And they have a little of everything now. I mean, it's way past this book. Chapter 1 is making a plan, which this is the time of year where I start planning for my garden. And then she's milking. They have milk. They have cows. This is her youngest. They have chickens. Can you be a homesteader? And that's what it's telling you about. And then you grow your own berries and stuff, which we have blackberries and fruit trees and stuff out back. And then she has pigs. Not sure if she still has pigs. I think she does. And then she has cows. And then the whole family helps with gardening. Knowing your way. I think it's really good for kids to learn about this stuff. This is beautiful. This is where she starts her seeds and stuff. And there's some of her goats. And she has it all done out front now. It's, you walk in, it's all beautiful flowers and stuff. And that's her second to the youngest, I believe. Making a 5-year plan. It's right up there. And chapter 2 is your birds. I talk about chickens and ducks, it looks like over here. I only have 4 chickens, that's all I need. And there's baby ones. Building your flock. Heck, my granddaughter has an incubator and she is building her flock. And there he is again. She can't really see him, that's her youngest. And there she is. And it's got chicken breeds. Some of you raise for meat, some of you raise that lay more eggs, and some will have little tiny eggs. Roosters in your flock. See, I don't have a rooster. You can't have roosters in town because they make a lot of noise. A home for the flock. And then that's what she's showing you what they're building for their chickens. Feed them well. When production ends. Poop in the money. You can use the chicken manure for your gardening, which is what I'm doing. When I clean the coop, I go out and I dump it where my tomato plants are because they are high acid, so that works for them. And that way, if I dump it now, it gets time to age before I plant in the spring. I think these are baby geese, almost positive because I used to raise them. And then here's turkeys. And then chapter 3 is on me meat in the freezer. You know, meat is expensive. And it's expensive to raise them, don't get me wrong. Okay, let's go to chapter 4. They do rabbit meat too. I did that for a little while, but then I couldn't eat them, so I gave them away to somebody else that would eat them. And then pigs and cows. Let's go to the next chapter. We're still on meat. Okay, chapter 4 is a home dairy. Because I used to have goats and cows and pigs, and I had a farm back in the day when my kids were young. And we would milk the goats, and I used to make ice cream. So back then it was in the 80s. And I would add Reese cups and everything like they do in the store now. I did that back then. You have to Google it and see if they did it back then or not. I'm not positive. But we did it at home, so, and it tasted good. They say that goat milk is the next thing for formula when you can't have breast milk for your babies. Goat milk is the next one. If whole milk's a little too rich or something, I think. Not positive. Chapter 5 is the homestead garden. Now this is my part. And she is. Garden sitting. So it's more or less you sit out in your garden. What I do is I sit out there and look at things I need to do. Not now. We have a few feet of snow. I just plan this time of year, but in the spring and the fall I'll sit and I'll think about what I want to do, and then I'll go do stuff, and I'll sit down and go do stuff. That's what I do. And then she has like a perennial garden, it says here. And then the things you want to grow, I must grow perennial list. So you like, this time of year is when you prepare and decide what you want to do. You plan your garden. And the first thing I believe she started on was tomatoes. And tomatoes were like her favorite thing. There she is. Her name is Jess. I told you that. And she's again. And here she is starting seeds. And that's Char. And there she is right here. And her boys. I think there's 4 or 5 boys and 1 girl. And there's her husband on the next page. There. They do lives too. I don't know if it's once a month or just once in a while. Building your soil, like I was saying with your compost and stuff, and your peelings and stuff like that. No meat products or anything like that, but just peelings and stuff, and then manure from your animals, chickens, ducks, you know, all that. Cows and pigs. I usually just get cow manure from a local farm, but I'm going to do the chicken this year. Keeping bees. Some people do that. She got a chapter on that. How you keep bees. Whoops, I keep hitting that. Don't want that to play. And then a beekeeper's gear. Okay, we're going to go and see what the next chapter is. Get past the bee stuff. Okay, chapter 7. Living in nature. So different things in nature. Shows you all the canning of your processing your foods and stuff. And he's helping. Yep, I grow strawberries too. And then how to make your jams and stuff. I don't know if she gives you all that recipes in here and stuff, but I've done canning and stuff. How to save your herbs, which you know I grow herbs if you watch my channel. But that's it, guys. And then chapter 8 is homestead kitchen skills. All the stuff you need for the stuff you're doing. And let's see if that's it. That's kind of long. I like to keep my videos around 10 minutes. People get bored. And a conclusion, a simple and beautiful life. And there's her whole family. So was I right? How many boys? 5 boys and a girl. They're all older now. The oldest boys, I think both of them might be in college, and the girl, I'm thinking. So yeah, this is an older book. But if you're interested in a beginner's guide, here you go. Thank you for watching. It's hashtag MyGarden2025. Check out Jessica at Roots and Refuge, and I will put a link to this book and her other book. Everybody have a blessed day. See you on the next one. Bye, guys. You pray for me. I pray for you. We pray for the world.